Hello, good morning, my dear sweet little kids. How are you all? Hope you all are superb. My dear students, yesterday in our English class, we were discussed about the picture identification and their phonic sounds. Now, today, we are again going to learn the picture identification with the phonic sound, as well as we are going to revise how to write capital letter and small case letter of alphabets from letter A to Z. So, first of all, we will discuss about the picture identification with the phonic sound. In our book Peekaboo English Magic booklet on page number 4343, we have pictures. So it's our revision time. So ready? Okay, look at here. Here we have alphabet from letter A to Z, and also we have pictures related to these alphabets. So our first letter is letter A. A. A sound a apple. You can also learn the same picture identification with me. A sound a apple. B sound b ball. C sound k cat. D sound d dog. E sound a elephant. F sound fish. G sound g grapes. H sound h horse. I sound I sound ink pot. J sound j sound joker. K sound k kite. L sound l sound lion. M sound mango. N sound nest. O sound owl. P sound parrot. Q sound quilt. R sound rose. S sound sun. T sound tiger. U sound umbrella. V sound van. W sound watermelon. X sound X sound X Xmas tree. Y sound Y sound yak. Z sound Z sound zebra. Zebra. Okay, my dear students, after the picture identification, we will move to our next concept. Now, here we will trace the capital as well as lowercase letter on page number 84 in Tiny Tools Capital and Small Letter book. So, we will start from capital letter A. We will write letter A on the dots like this, a slanting, again slanting, and then a slipping line. Okay, we will also draw the small case letter, make a little curve, standing line, and then little curve. A. B. We will use standing line, little curve, again little curve like this. It's a capital letter B. Now, I will draw a small case letter B with the help of standing line. Then make a little curve like this. It's a letter B. C. Capital letter C. We will use a little curve like this. And then for small case letter C, we will again use a curve like this. C. Curve. Next letter is letter D. D. We will use a standing line, then a curve. Now I will draw small case letter D. We will use a curve like this, then a standing line and little curve like this. D. D. Next letter is E. We will use standing line, then one slipping line, one more slipping line, and one more slipping line. Capital letter E. A. For small case letter, we will use a slipping line like this and then make a little curve like this. Letter E. Next letter is letter F. F. For capital letter F, we will use a standing line, then a little slipping line, again a little slipping line like this. For small case letter F, we will use little curve, then standing line, and in the mid we will use a slipping line. F. Next letter is letter G. G. We will use a curve like letter C, then make a little curve, slipping line, then a standing line. G. G. Capital letter G. And then we will use a little curve like this and standing line and make a little curve for lowercase letter G. Now move to our next letter. It's letter H. H. We will use a standing line, one more standing line, and then a slipping line. Okay? And here a standing line, little curve, and standing line for lowercase letter H. It's uppercase letter H, and this one is lowercase letter H. H. Letter I. For letter I, we will use a standing line, then slipping line, and then one more slipping line. Okay? For lowercase letter I, we will use a small standing line and dot on the top. It's a letter I. Move to our next letter. It's a letter J. Standing line, little curve and a slipping line. How to make lowercase letter J? Same standing line, little curve and dot on the top. J. K is similar in both cases for capital letter and small case letter. Standing line, slanting line, one more slanting line. Okay, and here we will also use a standing line, slanting line, one more slanting line. It's letter K. K sound K. Okay, L sound L. We will use a standing line, slipping line, and lowercase letter we will use only a standing line and a little curve like this. L. Okay. Next letter is letter M. M. We will use a standing line, slanting line, one more slanting line and then standing line. M. For lowercase letter m, we will use a small standing line, little curve like this and one more little standing line. Letter M. M. Next is letter N. Standing line, slanting line, standing line. N. N. For lowercase letter, a standing line, little curve and then a standing line. N. N. Letter O. O sound O. We will make a circle, a big circle for capital letter and make a small circle for lowercase letter O like this. O. Letter P. P sound P. For letter P, standing line, little curve like this. And for lowercase letter, we will again use a standing line and little curve like this. Look, here we will use first three lines for capital letter P and here we will use last three lines for small case letter P. Next letter is letter Q. Again make a circle like this, like a letter O and then a slanting line. It's letter Q, capital letter Q. For lowercase letter Q, we will use a curve, standing line and then a slanting line. Q. Next letter is letter R. R. Standing line, curve and then a slanting line. Capital letter R. For lowercase letter R, standing line and a little curve like this. Capital letter S and small case letter R just similar. Look, here we will use a little curve like this and rotate it like this. And for lowercase letter we will use the same process. But remember, for capital letter S we will use these three lines. And for lowercase letter s, we will use only two lines, middle two lines. Okay, next letter is letter T, T, slipping line and then a standing line. For lowercase letter T, we will use a standing line, little curve and a slipping line. T, T. Okay, U sound A. We will use standing line, little curve like this and then again a standing line. Lowercase letter is also same, standing line, little curve, standing line and then a little curve like this. It's lowercase letter U. Now look, V and W. Both these V, W, X. These three letters are same. But we will use these three lines for capital letter and these two middle lines for lowercase letter we will use slanting line, again slanting line. It's a letter V. Slanting line, small slanting line. Capital letter V, small case letter V. Okay. W. Slanting line, one more slant, and here we will use 4 slanting line to make capital and small case letter W. W. X. We will use slanting line, again slanting line, and for lowercase letter we will again use slanting line and slanting line. Remember, these 3 lines we will use for capital letter and these 2 middle line we will use for small case letter X. X sound, X. Y. For capital Y we will use a slanting line, then again slanting line and a standing line. For lowercase letter Y, slanting line, one more slanting letter, Y sound, Y. Next letter is letter Z. Slipping line, slanting line, slipping line. Again, slipping line, slanting line and slipping line. This is a capital letter Z and this one is small case letter Z. So dear students, it's your today homework. On page number 84, you can also complete the capital and small case letter from letter A to Z. Take care. Bye-bye. Have a nice day.